This conference will now be recorded.
Get an update on everyone. So I'll start with the proud news myself. We as our small team got accepted as an OCP startup member. So that means I not only can lead subgroups, thank you, thank you, Brandon, but I'm also able, obviously, to put stuff on the marketplace and also to put forward specs under the wooden data center name. And we tend to make heavy use of that privilege. Just please understand that more as a threat than a compliment. We want to put stuff in the rec group. We want to put stuff in the Modular data center group, and yeah, just try to show a sustainable perspective, and also put in products on the marketplace. So I'm really excited. I think that will be an interesting an interesting opportunity for us. So and also I think that could also lead to a better cooperation with existing community members. Steve, I don't know if you've already a community member. Brandon, you guys, and PCX, you guys are definitely are. So for us to be able to put in something together, under a joint name, and support each other a little better, or at least in the name, I think that I'll try to use and do. So that was a really good, obviously really good announcement last time. In terms of the ongoing global submission, I think we have the last day today. Thanks, John, for putting in something already. I saw that Stevie Lin from Rockstar, who's often very active in this group, they already put in something forward on new materials comparing steel, concrete, and CLT. Maybe that's something also interest for you, Brandon. A work group which is supported also by Priya and Julius from Meta. So maybe I'll forward Stevie Lin's or your name to Stevie Lin.
Yeah, I've been in contact with Stevie Lin.
Okay, because she had some meetings over the couple 2 weeks, and I think I saw your name, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Lilach is here, and Lilach, I have been, taking the liberty and put together the use cases that were prepared by you and Shahar, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I think we should, we should have make like a separate meeting. I'll try to put down your name, or please put you can send me like a private message with your email. I'm not sure if I have that. And then I could, yes, and then we in Shahar could have a meeting and look over that white paper. And
would be great. Thank you.
Then we could also, you're already in the list of contributions I would like to put in. Shahar also, right?
Great.
Yeah, very good. So that is the. Shahar and Lila, since we're there and we were discussing, the upcoming global summit, I think Sutako is usually present in San Jose, right? So
yes, we are.
Okay, perfect. So I think I also will try to put in an abstract for the white paper into the global summit system, so that we maybe have a chance to talk about your use case also in San Jose.
Fantastic, that would be great.
Yeah, And there was good feedback. Shahar, I think you recall that we had the discussion with Rob Coyle regarding the white paper, and he frequently hassles me or wants an update on that. He really wants to create that submission. So I suggest to Lila to have. So since I've been working on that white paper a little bit, I want to present it to or have a meeting with you and Lila, maybe this or beginning of next week, and then we can present it together to the group, I think, or one of you ideally presents it to the group. What do you think?
It sounds like a plan. A good plan.
Perfect. Good.
Carl, the only thing we have to make sure with that is the white paper is that we go through a comment process with the DCF, broader DCF. We instituted that process. So if you need any help, let me. If you need a hand with any of that, please let me know.
No, I think it's good because also I wanted to check in with you, like, because we still have our white paper to finish, right? To find a date, but I know everybody's been crazy busy just before summer and probably continues to do so. But I'll let's find over the WhatsApp group something to put it in. Or to put in a date. And unfortunately I've also not been able to join the data center leadership calls. But that I think would be good. Okay, if you go through that, listen, John Fernandez, good to have you back here. Thanks so much, John, for the for already putting in the contribution or the abstract for the presentation. The only thing we need to get started with the work, right? Which I'll unfortunately also due to my lack of scheduling that in, or to what we agreed on as date, was really unavailable for the past more or less three weeks. So how are you? And I think we still have enough time, but I think we also should get going. And yeah, let's if you have time, I think we should be able to get a small kickoff this Thursday, I think.
Yeah. So I put the submission in, no worries. I also got the data that we needed on the door heat exchange aside from Boyd, so
Mm-hmm.
can get started on that analysis. And I think we can probably get started with meetings maybe next
Yeah.
Thursday, because this Thursday is a door heat exchanger call, so I'd rather
Ah,
focus
okay,
on that.
okay. Yeah.
And then if you prefer, you and I can meet briefly between now and that first meeting,
Yeah, I
and
think we
sort of
should
review,
update. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then basically just review between the two of us what sort of timeline makes sense and what all do we want to put into this contribution. But I think, um, yeah, I have no doubts we can get this done before the global summit. I think we'll get it done. It's not a problem.
I think that would be really good. Yeah, so I think it's a small group, but a group of we all have projects and work with. Yeah, how's the situation with you, Brad, so far? I see you've been busy with customers and a lot of work. And um, uh, hi, David. Good to meet you. Um, and yeah, what's since I missed the data center facilities call, is there an overall update or something that people would like to see at the global summit? Something that I might have maybe not considered yet.
Did you direct that to me, Carl?
Yeah, that was you, Brett.
I've been a little disconnected myself. I think what I'll do is just a quick, advertisement for tomorrow. We do have our monthly call tomorrow. Stellium Data Centers is going to, in the UK, is going to do a presentation on their OCP Ready endeavor. We've got a lot going on with automation, and I think we'll have some new white papers and some new content in the data center automation space for the global summit. But I would say that's primarily it. Unfortunately, just the last 2 months have been a little bit hectic for me, and I'm hoping to get back into it starting tomorrow with the meeting. Today, I haven't been on one of your calls in some time, Carl, so it's good.
Yeah.
I share the feeling, Brett. I feel like the last 6 weeks didn't exist. Just
Yeah. It is.
More business
And
challenge, Brandon.
yeah.
yeah.
And overall, one overall idea I had, and that was something that Steve started, since he's a manufacturer of modular data centers and presenting something unique. But me and David, we have tried to approach people at the data center world in Frankfurt, where we were waiting for positive reply from Delta to present their modular data center product line, product solutions. We also, remember the meeting with Jordan Hogan from Dell. Also tried to ask him to have like a presentation on modular data center companies or product lines. And since I'll hope that as backup we still have us three, each PCX, Cupertino Electric, and me to present on that. And I would be very happy, because I don't know really how Cupertino Electric modules look, or how your solutions look. So I also would be very interested in company presentation from Brandon, scheduled, or as backup. I'll try to fix something with Dell or Delta for the next meeting. But I think over the course of that, I think it will be good to try and pull in Vertiv, Rittal, all the likes of people that are around to get to present and maybe get engaged in the group. So that was one idea. If you agree, then I'll try to pull in more of those people. And if we have hyperscale modular data center designs like the one from Tencent, maybe they do have an update to share. We'll also try to reach out to those and see if we can get them active in the group. Great. So the other thing, so the list of contributions I would hand in. First of all, Brett and Brandon, you both want to attend, and I'm probably attending the global summit, right?
That's currently my plan. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that would be my hope.
So I'll definitely hand in like an MDC group update abstract, which should be an easy easiest thing to get it through. And last time Rob Coyle suggested that we potentially try to get like a base spec working, in the base spec format for a modular data center, like just the common agreements, size. There's like in the electric room, there's some form of cooling, and so that people can build upon those base, on the space spec, and create product spec or an aspect of that in different directions, where the common denominator is basically the OCP or the IEE 19-inch rack. And that is something that that Rob thought could be an easy task prepared by a small group. But I think to have this discussion with the whole, or that's something that we could start now, present it global, and then have the discussion for at least a year to see on what people would agree on a base spec.
How would it differ, Carl, from the 90 kW? Would we is it broader? you have a sense for
It
what it would take to do that?
it that is a very good question. In a way, I believe the 90 kW spec is something you can get all around the world, you know, and as like an all-in-one platform that exists in some form or another in Europe, in Asia, Africa, America. Um, and I think the sneaky thing would be to pull in Rob for that, because he had a vision for it which he could not communicate it in that short call. But he wanted to basically, this idea was to have it fairly, like the smallest common denominator, basically, that it is it's a box, it's a box that can be
That's what I'm
shipped, that
thinking.
can be
It's really broad,
manufactured,
right? The 350 could all be subsets of it. Yeah.
yeah, and basically, so that this is something that tries to be truckable, which then obviously is changing into to any to is different in Europe than into to the US. Um, but that is somewhat evolving around the arrangement of rack rows, that can be with the input, and that also has a high degree of all the pre's that we defined, right? Pre-engineered, pre-designed, pre-tested, pre-manufactured, to have this all the positive attributes to it. And I think we will make heavy use of that. I'll try to put it in as like a topic, and we try to define what we want to do with that without having, or with only having like a base draft of what we can agree on in our group, and then open it to the global public and trying to work on that then over the winter half, basically. That will be my idea, and make heavy use of Rob. Because because he wanted to, he saw, because he had an angle to it which I unfortunately cannot so easily give back, where he believed that it will be easier for people just to take it and say, look, we are just a Rockstech, so we took the spec and we put our solution in there, or we're just like a main distribution manufacturer, we like the Schneider Electrics of the world, and we just wanted to highlight some of this, some points, but we can have a base, and we can also have a base design, like a design file. So that's something with the new OCP membership, I also want to create on the existing specs design files that everybody can use, modify, and download, which has the common hardware parts that are open source, like the OpenRec V2, the OpenRec V3, a standard 19-inch rack, that people have the design file and can deploy them can our 19 kW design, the 350 LHP design, that people can deploy that virtually, then can work with that. So that's definitely something that we're trying to do.
Yeah, Rob mentioned that on last week's OCP DCF leadership call, and I wasn't completely clear on it either, Carl. So maybe a call with Rob is the best thing to do.
Okay, I'll make a note. The Rob's side. Good. So, and initially, also another question is, like, initially this meeting, this format, this Sunday, was for working on the OCP Edge Ready specification, and we have, I think it's still Mark, but I think it's not Rob anymore who's doing the OCP Ready specification part, right? And I know they want to rework heavily the liquid cooled solution with John Gross, but I'm not sure, how we can present that in a way, or how we get this work in this, or after the specification for the liquid cooled, we can try to. That was the suggestion from, I think, again, Rob or Mark, to have a real specification and then try to use that to make the OCP edge ready work for that for liquid cooled specification, basically. But it since Mark and all the OCP registers, I'll try to reach out to Mark and see how his demand is there and what he would need, to for us to be supportive of him there.
Are they wanting to consolidate? What would be the targeted outcome?
To have basically there's in the existing OCP Edge ready, guideline or checklist, and to have that extended to liquid cooling. That would be the preferred outcome. And I think that would be. I think it is a pressing issue because I'll see a lot more liquid cooled designs, liquid cooled collocations. Like more and more is happening in that space, and also definitely more users are existing. So I'll need to check in with Mark, I assume, to see if he has any inquiries that are pressing, and if we need support that from a modular data center edge. Yeah. All right. Although this is, since we have the leadership now more or less together, I have figured out the new groups calendar solution, and this meeting moved back half an hour, right? And I would be able to move it up again in half an hour. It is conflicting with the advanced cooling group, or only the immersion group, David?
Actually, immersion cooling start at 4 in European time, and then advanced cooling facilities at 5. And you are half hour from immersion and half hour from advanced cooling facilities. I mean today.
Yeah. So obviously, with all the initiatives, will always be some conflict, but we try to. I'll need to go, I think, back to Michael and see what would work both, or what would work best to have as little as conflict, right? For us, and also not be too early or too late.
Yes.
But I just want to say I'm able to admin this now, so we can move it around, we can cancel it, and we can manage to adjust it to our liking. If we definitely should give notice or feedback, but we are able to manage it.
Yes, I just can share the experience that previous call with immersion. It was make announcement in LinkedIn network to all the participants of the immersion cooling, and there is 80 participants. But about the modular data center, we should do the same. I mean, we should make a post in LinkedIn in advance, mentioning what we are doing in our work stream, and by this we can attract the people to our calls.
It's that is not referring. I think the advanced cooling group also has like a group chat in LinkedIn, right? That is that, or is that something?
I
Or what?
didn't participate in that. I just saw the
Yeah.
post which
Yeah.
posted by Rolf, and he
Yeah.
shared that with the
I have.
community.
Yeah. It's definitely a driver, and I have been doing it a couple of times. I was not, I was a bit time limited to yesterday and today, so that I've not been. But it's a good reminder. It works. Yeah, it's good.
It's a not short term work. I mean, it's long term.
No, I agree. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Brandon and Brett, since you were able to join again, is there anything uh, uh, anything else uh, you need, like an update or feedback or something? I I think general rule is now, since in Prague we had a lot of good discussions, there was a lot of input, and I think if we build up on that for global, we should be quite busy and would get quite a lot of stage time on what we're doing. Yeah, so there will be a definite project with Meta on their base technologies to densify the modular data center, and a couple other presentations already are in that space, and we just need to decide, is it modular data center or is it advanced cooling? That's the big question that we have to see where they want to place it.
Carl, a question about the white papers which was provided to Zutacore. Is there any evaluation of that, feedbacks from?
Yeah, so we have, we've been preparing this, and I was just suggesting to Lilach and Shahad to have a meeting, this or beginning of next week, to present it there and then present it at the next group meeting.
Okay.
And you should definitely be part of that. I'll send the invite out just after this meeting.
Carl, I've been trying to find a time to maybe meet with you one-on-one just to catch up if you would have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think so. Tomorrow is data center DCF meeting, Brad, right?
That's correct. Yep.
At 4 o'clock my time, or like 7:30
I
PST?
think it's the same time this call was, Carl. Let me double check it.
Yeah. So Brandon, if you would have time, half an hour early or half an hour after that call tomorrow.
What about Thursday? My day tomorrow.
Thursday works too. Yeah.
Okay. Could I call you around this same time? Just hit you up over WhatsApp the same time Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That's what I'll do.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, and Steve, let's go over what you have, and if David and we can support you on the paper, we're happy to do that. But I'll make sure that we put it in now for the abstracts. I put something in for the abstracts, and then I'm sure we'll be able to present on your behalf or with you in San Jose.
Great. Okay. Yeah. I'll as I say, I've got a bit of work to do, and then I'll share it over as a first draft, and hopefully we can get it sorted quickly. Great. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'll on my list I'll have call Rob for basespec, call Bark for the OCP Edge ready. Have a call with Brandon and make a schedule a call with Suter Core, and the same with Brad for the white paper. right? And I'll try to get in Brendan as too. And I think that will be my topics for today. I want to keep this short because for the rest of the day I'll put in abstracts in the system. I started over the weekend, but it's not not only due to this meeting, but even prior. There was a lot of good input and feedback, and yeah, people. Let's see what we can put in there. All right. With that, any other questions from Zudekor?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then we'll see each other in a separate call.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank
Cheers.
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye all.